everybody. In this video we're going to try to summarize everything in a graphic orientation. So we've been learning about right triangles, we've been talking about a specific theorem, and we talked about two special right triangles, and now we're talking about our trig ratios. So just kind of going way back and reviewing a whole bunch of stuff real quick. We have A, C, and B prime all collinear. They're all in the same line. In fact, they're on the same ray, which is A, B prime. Now, when I take this and I actually start to make a triangle out of it, and you'll see that I'm going to do a rotation about A. So when I do this, I want you to pay close attention to just a few things. And one of the big things is that how I fixed point C. Now, realistically, I don't want to fix point C, but I did it in this one mechanism to show you that we are taking a ray, AB prime, we're rotating it about the origin, point A, and we are in fact making a right triangle. Okay? Now, that right triangle is very important, right? Because that right triangle, we've learned about a theorem. Hopefully you can tell me which one. And we've learned about two special right triangles. The one that we're looking at right now is one of those special right triangles, and it always will adhere to the Pythagorean theorem. Oops, gave it away, because it's a right triangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to make a polygon, the triangle in question. I'm now going to take that triangle and I'm going to reflect it. Oh, there's our transformations, our rigid transformations again. I'm going to reflect it about the y-axis. I'm then going to take that new triangle and I'm going to flip it or reflect it about the x-axis. And I'm going to take that new triangle that was just generated and I'm going to reflect it about the y-axis again. Now, all of this is really neat and it looks great, but what does it all mean? Well, my question is that if the Pythagorean theorem describes the sides of a triangle somehow, and we can tell by whether or not it's obtuse or acute or right. In this case, what I want you to pay close attention to is the unit that we're looking at. Notice where we started. And watch, I'm going to make a little butterfly, okay, for a second. So here's our little butterfly. It's going off, boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. And notice that I'm labeling the sides as I would in any right triangle. Notice the hypotenuse is labeled in red. Boom, 180 degrees. The opposite side to angle A is labeled in pink. That's how we usually label our opposite. And then our adjacent is labeled accordingly as our orange. So that's kind of interesting. It makes kind of a neat pattern. Well, what happens if we kick it up a notch? Now, that's an arc, okay? And I'm going to play this again, and I want you to look at how the arc is behaving according to the triangle that's being made. Now, technically, C should not be fixed, okay? But I left it in this mechanism for this time because we're not in pre-calc setting, and I want you to focus in mainly on the right triangle, okay? But I want you to see how the arc is being made. That's very important. Now, because this is a 45-45-90 triangle, we actually can label one of these points specifically. And we'll get into why a little later or maybe in another class, depending on the year, but we know that this b prime is at the square root of 2 over 2, comma, the square root of 2 over 2. Now, where am I getting those? You might have to recall one of our old videos where we actually said that the radius, in this case the ray AB prime, right, is being rotated, and that rotation is creating an angle, and that angle is part of a special right triangle, and that special right triangle is a 45, 45, 90, so we know certain pieces of these legs. Now, the final component to this is I'll let you figure out the other points, like maybe what this point is up here, maybe what this point is down here, and maybe what this point is down there, due to your rigid transformation tricks that you know. Now, the sum of everything really comes down to this, okay? And you could have guessed it already, but boom. We are talking about a specific circle. And remember, in math, it's more about concept than it is about repetition. And we've got to take all of the concepts that we've previously learned to now justify how that point B prime moves around that circle. So using all of the techniques that we have at play, the Pythagorean theorem, the special right triangles, and the trigonometric ratios are all very important to your studies in mathematics. They lead you off into very, very cool areas. And I hope this tries to sum up a bunch of things effectively for you and gives you some clear thoughts of where we might be going specifically. Hope this helps visualize a little bit more, and have a great day.